Hey everybody, welcome to Workforce Gaming. I'm Brad, here with Doug.
Hey.
We got a code for Exo One, which is just now getting its console release on PlayStation. Came out a few years ago. It is a game that I don't know why I knew of this game, but it's one of those games where I knew about it for some reason, and I really wanted to play it on PC, but I don't play games on PC.
Do you know why you know about this one? I actually know why you know. If you look at our YouTube channel for Steam Fest 2018, I played a demo for a very early beta demo for this, and I was like, Brad, I think you'd like this game. And I think that's why you know about it.
I think that's probably right, because I do feel, because I think actually now that you say that, I think I booted up the demo for this and it didn't run on my computer. I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. That looked cool, but I guess I'll never play that one. So here we are, 4 to 6 years later, and I played it, and you were right. This game is very, very cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to describe this game because it's one of those things where it's so simplistic in terms of what it is. But once you get it, it's very cool. It's very challenging to kind of, there's not high scores, quote unquote, but kind of get high scores on it, to do well in this. It's very complicated. It's got very, very well made mechanics, but very hard to master mechanics. I think it took me probably 90% of the game until I really felt like I understood how I was playing the game. So to get into what it is, basically you are a little ball that is a gravity ship that's been designed by potentially aliens. We'll talk story a little later. And your goal is basically just with your little ball to get to the launcher that's going to launch you to the next area at the end of, not even at the end of, but kind of somewhere on this map that you're on. You do that, it sends you to another one. You repeat that about 7 or 8 times through the game. So it's really just a move game. It's all movement based. It's all physics based. It's all just floating around areas. That is it, to simplify it down to its core. Where it gets very cool is the way that it moves. So it's a ball. So it's lots of you kind of launch yourself off a cliff, and then you can gain momentum. You can make your ball heavier by pulling R2. It makes your ball heavier, so you slide down it. You gain more speed and momentum. You release it at the right time you launch. You can turn to a glider for a little bit. You get a double jump in there. It's basically make your ball heavier, turn it to a glider, and double jump is how you move, but it all comes into how you're going about these very beautiful, very giant landscapes that you're moving across. And it gives you this sense of scale and this sense of just movement and discovery on these areas that is unbelievable for a game of what it is, for a game of this size.
Yeah, I remember it reminded me a lot of those kind of 2D Flash games where you're trying to keep your momentum going by dropping down and letting go, dropping down and letting go. But it has this very cool 3D thing. The thing that I remember finding a little frustrating about it is getting that momentum and speed and going feels amazing, but the second you hit it, you misjudge a ramp or whatever.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst.
Then try to get that rhythm back and starting up again. But I do like those very mechanics heavy games where it's at first how does this game work? Because it's a very unique feeling game. And once you get that rhythm, it's oh, now I get it.
Because I think if playing the first level, I think it probably took me 10 or 15 minutes to beat the first level. I went back through just to play a little bit more, and I think I beat that level in I don't know, it was half that time at least. And it's just, or at most, half the time. It's just, once you get it, it's so fun to do. And you go flying all over this. So every level has a trophy for breaking the sound barrier, and you get going so fast, and the screen kind of flickers on you and does some cool things like that. Once you hit that speed, that it kind of changes up, and you can fly through these things once you do that. There's other ones for just reaching a maximum height in these things. So one of the levels is literally you flying through a mountain range. So you're going to the top of a mountain, and then you're smashing that gravity button to gun it down a mountain and then hit up the next mountain, and you're launching through clouds and into storms and above the clouds, and you're seeing space above you with different extrasolar planets where they're just kind of these creative ideas. So you're seeing different things in the sky as you're launching through the clouds, and it's basically just getting your ship to that one big blue light at the end. It's just it's one of those things where you describe it and you're I'm not doing a good job conveying this, because I'm just saying you're rolling a ball to a light. You're rolling the ball, but you need to see this. There's one where you're going through an ocean, and the water looks so cool, and you can kind of get your glider to clip off the water and launch you. It's one of those things where as you're playing it, you just constantly have this ooh, that's cool. Ooh, I did it. I can't explain enough how cool it is just to play this game.
And the tone I remember being very, very like strange. It's like not strange. I'll just say unique. It's like it's very desolate. I remember like not a lot of music, like just on. It's like a very kind of. It also feels like you're going to like one of those like the 70s sci-fi paintings kind of thing, and it's just like
a little bit.
Yeah, and it's just like these really exotic places, but this sort of like lonely tone. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it.
It's very lonely. It is just you the whole game, with one or two exceptions that we won't talk about because they come on different points. But the story itself is it's cool background noise that's never really filled in. It's a lot of like, oh, you were on this Jupiter mission and something went wrong, but it's all played through like cut news clips that you get like a sentence of, and you get like a couple sentences from a character that your character is related to. So you kind of like get this narrative that's kind of like broken and weaved together, and I think you really almost kind of have to piece it together to yourself, or at least I felt like I was kind of like guessing through like, okay, so that's an alien thing, right? Okay, so like they're dead, right? Like
Don't
that
you
kind of stuff.
Hate that kind of stuff though, or like that kind
I
of
do,
like,
but that's why I'm saying like it's almost more like set dressing and background noise.
Sure, yeah,
because it almost serves more as a like, okay, we have this cool idea of the spaceship that can do these things and can move through these planets in this way. Okay, now from there, what story can we write to go with it? You know what I mean? It almost seems like we're writing a story to fit the mechanics more so than writing this very detailed narrative that like I want you to understand the narrative and get it. There's obviously some emotion there. There's some personal connections to some things in there, but it definitely is not the thing doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I got to the end of the level like, oh yes, I get to see what's next. It's like, oh, I got to the next level. And at the end of the level, ooh, that one's mountains. Oh, this one's water. Like, what's the next one? You know what I mean? It's more like I'm excited for that piece than the actual story. So it's there. It's fine. There's a couple cool moments where like, ooh, that's interesting. But it is very hard to kind of piece together what's all going on there. Yeah. But I loved it.
Loved it. Jeez. Okay.
Oh yes. Like I went and looked up like speed runs just to see like after I was done like how are they moving through this, because it's like I felt like I felt like I was doing good, and it's like somebody beat the game in like 22 minutes and I'm like, oh fuck, it took me, I didn't even get the 60-minute trophy, let alone
yeah, that's fun.
So I mean, it is a quick game once you get the hang of it, but I think my first run through it probably took me about 2 hours-ish, hour and a half, 2 hours. I didn't get, there's a 60-minute, a 90-minute, and a 180 trophy. I didn't get that 90-minute trophy, but cool. We'll go back and take care of that. But I did love it. It's one of those games where I want more things like this. And honestly, what I really want, and I was thinking about this as I was like, how am I going to talk about this game? It's like, what I really want is a super monkey ball with this mechanic and this setup. That's what I want. That's my new dream game, is like super monkey ball cross Exo One. That's what I want next. So
that's funny.
Sega, go call these guys up. Make it happen for me, please.
just imagining Exo with that like really unique tone completely ripped out and replaced with monkey ball would be very funny.
I mean, yeah, it'd be one of... it wouldn't work, but that's okay. I can, Anyway, we are Workforce Gaming. Subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment below. There's a link to support us on Coffee as well. We'll see you later.
Bye.